Hello? Yes? It's him? Oh, Kelly. Hey, Brew, how you doing? Yeah, no, I'm good, man. I'm good. A bit cold and wet down here in Cape Town. How you doing in California? Yeah. Oh, is that the reason for your call? Yeah? Oh, okay. Oh, Lemoore. Yeah. Okay. Surf report. Yeah, sure. I could do that, I guess. What time frame are you looking at? Like 1 day or 3 days? Okay, oh, a week. Whew. Yeah, that's quite far in the future for accuracy, but I can always give it my best shot. Tell me, Kelly, is it saltwater chlorination or fresh water? Oh, fresh. Okay, cool. All right. Yeah, man. That sounds good. 20K dollars. Cool, bro. Yeah, that works for me. Hey, I just got a 3-month gig. How's it, everybody? Spike from Wavescape here with your surf report for Wednesday the 12th of August around the South African coast until somewhere around midweek next week. Now, basically, I went down to the coast this morning and had a look at conditions, and there's a fairly big swell. The storm that's just come through is quite large. Yeah, it's brought in quite a bit of swell, but, nothing really on this one. This one was the mother of all storms on July the 13th. Look how far out those swells are breaking. Just to say also that it's a rather cold and wet day here in Long Beach, but I can tell you now the O's are not surfing. And the reason for that is this: a bride's whale, decapitated, washed up on the shore. There's my dog Calvin. Anyway, back to the nitty-gritty. So a string of storms progressing across the charts here, around about the furious 50s and a couple in the screaming 60s. You have high pressure systems to the west and east of us, sitting there and keeping the storms focused on their jet stream track. The current storm is hitting us, and then I'm going to show you another storm that's going to reach us in a few days. So let's just zoom in on this guy. Wednesday the 12th, 3 o'clock in the afternoon. 43 knots average wind speed with gusts to 51 knots if you're looking at gusts. Okay, and in terms of the swell that's generating, we're looking at 30-foot seas at 14 seconds. That's what's in store over the next few days. And of course, also the associated cold front is going to bring a nice band of rain. In fact, the Cape Town dams are nice and full, up to 80% collective storage for the Cape Town dams, although still fairly dire straits for the Eastern Cape dams. We get some really good rain in the next short while. And in fact, if you look at the rain accumulation over the next 10 days, we've got 80 millimeters of rain in the catchment for Cape Town. So that's really positive. Anyway, so I'm going to start with the swell. 2 o'clock this afternoon, 16-foot seas at 13 seconds off Cape Town. And I'm going to just zoom in a little bit. And this is going to increase as the main brunt of that swell arrives. Increasing to 20 feet at 13 seconds tonight, 22 feet at 14 seconds into Thursday. But the main part of the swell is going to be hitting the Southern Cape to Eastern Cape, and you can see it's also pushing up the coast, up the Wild Coast, 13 feet at 11 seconds early on Thursday morning, and then spreading right into KZN, 17 feet at 16 seconds for the Wild Coast, and 19 feet 15 seconds or so KZN coast. So I thought I'd just have a closer look at the wind. So Wednesday, 3 o'clock, we've got wind gusts to 40 knots off Cape Town, and strong gusts to 40 knots blasting down by the Agulhas. And then during the day, you can see the progression of that front bringing strong northwesterly devil wind inland and lots of prefrontal strong northwest winds blowing in the Southern Cape and Eastern Cape. And then overnight, that turns into a proper buster with really strong westerly winds. Come 4 o'clock on Thursday morning, see the cutoff line between calmer air and the buster is somewhere around Port St. John's, Port Edward. And during the course of the morning, that buster will smack through, reaching Durban. Like, you know how an elastic snaps back? That's often how that buster comes. Calm and warm, and then within a few hours, boom, it's pumping. Interesting fact is actually that sometimes, in winter, you can have freezing cold katabatic air coming down the mountain ranges inland and on the coast. It's cold, 4 or 5 degrees. And then within hours, it can be 30 degrees with that hot inland air coming from the berg winds. Anyway, that's an aside. Come Friday, westerlies hold, and so nice conditions for surfing. The swell holds as well. 11 foot at 14 seconds swell all the way through Friday holding. I'm going to show you the reason why the swell's building again. Okay, so now let's have a look at the second storm that's on its way. And it doesn't look like much on Friday, But if you look at the wind gusts, suddenly it starts to take on a whole new meaning. If I want to just zoom out a little bit, I'll show you what's happening here. So I'm just going to quickly go to the ECMWF European model, because they're the only model that allows you in windy to make a distance measure. So basically, the length of this fetch is 2,500 kilometers. And as you will note, the wind direction here is a lot more south-southwest. You see, if you follow those gradients, in fact, it's almost pure south. Of course, what that means is that after that initial burst of west swell from the storm that's hitting us today on Wednesday, the weekend is going to see a change to much more southerly swell. It is going to be pouring off the conveyor belt, so to speak. And look, you can see that GFS is actually not nearly as gung-ho as the Europeans are with that wind speed. They often do overcall it a little bit. So the reality is going to probably be somewhere in between. You see the big highs moving in here behind that storm. A bit more rain again due for the Cape. And then if we had to go and now look at the waves from there. On Friday, you still got leftovers from the other storm, 14 feet at 14 seconds. Nothing to be sniffed at, still plenty of swell. But as we move into Saturday, and I think that the charts are not actually reading it quite correctly in the sense that the swell direction is still saying southwest on Saturday, and it's still saying southwest on Sunday. But I think, mark my words, it's going to be a definite southerly component in that swell. Needless to say, the whole of Saturday, 23 feet at 14 seconds. The whole of Sunday, around 20 feet at 14 seconds. Plenty of swell into Monday, starting to wane now, 15 feet at 13 seconds. And a big high pressure moves in behind the receding storm. And the winds stay west. Basically, good winds and some sublime moments of surf all the way along here, especially on Friday morning. Beautiful light winds everywhere, including Cape Town. And then on the weekend, that other storm arrives. Strong winds again on Saturday, Sunday, with another buster smashing up the coast, receding on Monday, but remaining westerly. And then a period of glassiness or leftover offshore on Tuesday, lacquer conditions, beautiful surf in Cape Town as well. So as you can see, there are waves ahead, and they are going to be a little bit bigger than these waves. But how cool is this in Dumbi River mouth? A recent trip there, well, obviously during COVID, but yeah, kelp lice having a joy, pulling into massive left-hand barrels, big dogging their way through on the sander. You know, guys, that's about it. Just a word of caution: be careful at Muizenberg this weekend. Thanks for watching, and see you next time. Cheers.